Hello guys, today's video is a guide on how to do the solo flawless in the new dungeon Spire of the Watcher. I'll try to show how a casual player can do it. This will be a very slow run, so you will need patience and time, pun intended. I assume that you already know the general rules of the dungeon, so I will show how I engage the encounters one by one. The build I used was a Solar Titan with lots of survivability. If you are a hunter, you can use Invis. If you are a warlock, you can go Solar, Void. It will do the trick. For the first part and the rest of the dungeon, basically it's a game of connect the dots. At the entrance, you do the 4 nodes and it's done. Just keep killing enemies with your throwing hammer. It will give you a lot of healing. You'll be fine. Now that the entrance is cleared, you can safely jump into these small ledges on the side and you won't die for at this part. A lot of people do. For the jumping puzzle, I rushed ahead. If you want, you can kill all the enemies from afar safely with a scout rifle. You'll be fine. First encounter, again, electrify the nodes by connecting all the dots. This is the easiest encounter, so just take your time. Do not rush. You don't have a boss here, so don't worry about the timer. If needed, you can always kill another Minotaur to get the buff back. Remember, you have healing grenades, you have throwing hammers, you have a lot of survivability, okay? After the first encounter, you get the first boss. It's the same one that you found in Garden of Salvation in pretty much the same mechanic. So, you start by doing all the nodes in the catwalks. Now you start your way from the inside to the outside one by one. Again, take your time. The biggest tip I can give you is kill all the RPs. As soon as you finish one node, RPs will spawn, okay? Kill them. Take your time, don't worry. Remember, you have a lot of healing, you have healing grenades, your throwing hammer generates a well of life, so you'll be fine. Just take your time, kill the RPs, okay? Do this 4 times and you are ready for DPS. The DPS phase starts when the boss shows all the eyes. A big tip that I wish I knew in my first attempt was you don't need to keep shooting the eyes until they explode. The animation is a little bit clunky, so you do a little bit of damage, you can go to another eye, and the eye you were shooting, it pops out. Okay? So you will see, you'll get the hang of it really fast, but you don't need to keep shooting until the eye is destroyed. This saves a lot of time and gives you more time for damage, which it's really good. I wish I knew it this in my first attempt. Talking about DPS, I used Witherhoard in combination with Weakness Clear in Solo Operative. 2 seasonal mods, one makes the boss weaker, the other makes you stronger. And for my heavy, I used Cataclysm with Force Time the Charm and Bait and Switch. You can use another linear if you don't have these, but these are my recommendation, okay? Don't worry about the damage. Trust me. You will think, oh, I did so little. No, 90% of the people that attempted, they did that damage. Trust me, okay? That's why I'm making this guide, to show you that what you're doing is pretty much normal. Yes, I know you see a lot of people doing like half damage or even all the damage. They are gods in Destiny, okay? You want the emblem, you want the solo flawless, so you're doing fine, okay? Don't worry. If you have to repeat it 5 times, 6 times, 10 times, it's fine, guys. You know the drill. It takes time, it takes a little bit, but you'll get the glory at the end, okay? The priority is not dying. So you know it's a slow process. Again, you do a DPS phase and then you just rinse and repeat everything that you have done until the boss is dead. And that's it for this part, guys. Another jumping puzzle, okay? For these propellers, don't worry that much, okay? You can do it. They don't kill you. They push you a little bit. The ones that kill you are the ones going really, really fast on the ground. There's a little bit of a trick where you can jump inside a hole in the wall. I think it's easier for mouse and keyboard. Some people with controller, it's not that easy. So just go slowly, okay? That's all I can advise. Try to go slowly. If you need to use Lion Rampart, if you use something like that, go ahead, okay? Just play it safe. Now, there's a different type of notes. These ones are red, so you have to shoot them. You don't need to connect them. There's not an order. Just shoot them really fast. There's 5. Shoot the 5. Look how I did it. Position yourself here, and that's it. For the first one, for the second one, and this third one, what I did was always shoot the one in the middle first, okay? Always shoot the one in the middle first. Because I remember my first attempt, I shot the ones in the wall first, and then I was like, where the hell is the one in the middle? I couldn't find it. So find the one in the middle, shoot it, and then go ahead and shoot it, and that's it. And now you reach the final boss. Okay, final room, final boss. This will take a while. Trust me, this will take a while. Okay, first things first. That room where the boss is a safe room. Okay, if the door is still closed, the enemies won't go inside. Sometimes, if you get too close to them, they can follow you inside, but it's only one or two. So that's the safe room. Take your time. You can even go for a walk outside, something like that. Just take your time. It will take a lot of DPS phases, and I will show you my DPS phase. It was like this, okay? It wasn't that much. This, honestly, is pretty normal. Again, I know a lot of people do way more, but again, this is for the average Joe, okay? So you can do this, guys. You just need to follow a strict set of rules. First one, remember this, there is no wipe mechanic. There's no wipe mechanic. So you can take your time. You don't need to rush. If you miss, if you fail a DPS phase, it's fine. If you fail with the door, it's fine. Okay? So the first objective is to open the door. In my opinion, that's the tricky part, opening the door. Because explosives will be spawning, the boss is in that side of the room. So what I did was, to play this really safe, I would wait for my super, I was killing enemies, getting heavy ammo, and I would get my super. And I would open the door with the throwing hammers. Yeah, that's right. I used my super to open the door, just in case that some explosive would hit me, or the boss, I don't know, third person, it's nice as well. So that was my strategy. After the boss is open, after the door is open, now all the enemies, they spawn in the safe room, okay? So you need to rotate. This is the tricky part. You need to keep rotating around the map, okay? Do not stay in the same place for too long. The explosives, if you're moving, they're not going to kill you, because when they're about to explode, they have like a small bit of an animation, like 1 or 2 seconds. So if you're moving, they will not kill you instantly. So you have time to run away, and that happens. Sometimes they just go in front of you and they're about to explode and you just want to get out of there, but they're in front of you. It's like they're stuck. Throw a healing grenade into the ground, okay? Restoration was nerfed, but it's really, really good still, okay? So, now that the door is open, you kill the Minotaur, you keep rotating around the map, and you connect the dots one at a time. Don't worry, you don't need to rush. In my first attempt, I died in this room. And why? Because I was greedy. There was one dot left to connect, and I was like, I can do it, I can do it. And I couldn't, I died because I was greedy. So don't do that. Just keep rotating around. Don't worry. Keep connecting all the dots. If it takes 5 minutes, it takes 5 minutes. Don't worry. And then, when all the dots are connected, DPS phase. For the DPS, again, a grenade launcher to weaken the enemy. Throw your hammer to buff you, so you do more damage, and just throw all your rockets. And that's it. You can use your super if you want. Just try to do the most damage that you can. And this is kind of like a normal DPS phase. And I know a lot of people watching this will say, yeah, but I saw that XYZ YouTuber doing like 1/3 in one phase, or half his health in one phase. Well, they are very, very good at the game. They are like gods in the game. But again, this would be the normal. And I want to show you this because a lot of people that I noticed that when they try to do dungeons solo, they ask me, how many DPS phases you done? How much damage you done in one DPS phase? And I like, don't worry about that. I know you probably saw some video on YouTube, a guy doing like 1 or 2 DPS phases solo, and that was it. Don't worry. Don't compare yourself. You can do it. Like, this is pretty much the usual, the normal. It takes a lot. You're solo, so it will take a while. Again, if you know the mechanics, if you know how to stay safe, it's only a matter of patience and time, okay? That's it. You do one DPS phase at a time, and you keep doing it. Don't worry about his health. Just focus on staying alive. And trust me, when you know it, it will be done. And well, that's my tips, and that's my guide for the new dungeon on how to do the solo flawless. I was thinking about doing like a 1 hour, 2 hour run, really slow, and talking about on my process of thought all the way, but I thought, no one's going to watch that. So probably no one's going to watch this one as well. Well, at least this one is smaller. And well, that is it. Guys, there's not much to do this season, honestly. We're all waiting for Lightfall. So yeah, at least you can try some solo flawless, and I hope you can get it, guys. Again, thanks for watching. Thanks for the support. Say something nice in the comments, and I'll see you in the next video.